Time now for the big question, where you get to quiz top celebrities, public figures, decision makers and sports people via GB Views. It's one of the most iconic movies ever, enduring as cinema's highest grossing musical for 30 years and being voted the greatest musical of all time by the British public in 2004. Most importantly, though, it's my favourite film too. But despite that incredible legacy, Grease is at risk of becoming the latest victim of cancel culture. I cannot believe it. Just this year, Snowflake viewers branded the 1978 high school romp rapey, homophobic and misogynist after it was screened by the BBC. The backlash doesn't bode well for a long-awaited prequel series, Rise of the Pink Ladies, recently announced for the US streaming service Paramount+. Can you imagine a version of Rydell High where the T-Birds are condemned for toxic masculinity? Or maybe you could see, a gender-fluid Danny Zuko slipping into Sandy's spandex pants. Rise of the Pink Ladies will detail the early adventures of man-hungry Rizzo, Jan, Marty, and of course Frenchie, who was immortalised by my guest for tonight's big question, Didi Conn. Though she made her name playing a beauty school dropout, Didi is a showbiz success story. The native New Yorker has been a regular fixture on the big screen and in TV for the past 6 decades, including in 1982's Grease sequel, where she reprised her role as Frenchie and as a contestant on the 2019 series of Dancing on Ice. Off-screen, Didi has also dedicated years of her life to campaigning for autism research after her beloved son Daniel was diagnosed with the disorder. Didi, such a pleasure to have you here. You know how much I adore you and how much I adore Grease. And I had to have you on, Didi, because what are these woke people doing? What are these snowflakes doing trying to cancel Grease?
This is cuckoo. I mean, everything is crazy these days. This whole everything, the vaccination question. Now, Grease, I mean, there was a culture in the 50s that's different now, than it was then. But I can't believe it, I really can't, because their women are pretty strong. Look at Rizzo. Yes. She said there are worse things I could do, which would mean to lie and not feel her feelings and express herself, So she was kind of a radical in the 50s. And look at Frenchie. She was, dreaming of a career, and she was still in high school. She knew that she loved to make people feel good, and so I don't understand this. I really don't understand why they're picking on Grease. Because Grease, the excitement of Grease is that it's about firsts. First love, first heartbreak, first car, first, for Frenchie, first career disappointment, But that's exciting, that's juicy. Why criticize the result of it? We make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but I don't get it. What do you think?
Well, I've thought a lot about it, right? Because when they say Grease is misogynist, I say that is absolute rubbish. And here's why. Sandy and Danny both change for each other. So she becomes, by the end of the film, a bit of a rebel. But he also realizes that the only way he is going to secure the love of Sandy is by becoming a bit more preppy. So it's not an idea of a woman only changing for a man, because they change for each other. And isn't that what we're meant to do in a relationship?
Well, you are brilliant. You are, besides, I love seeing you. Hey there.
I love seeing you too. I love hearing you, because your voice to me just takes me back. Oh, you've got it. You've got it. I love it.
But listen, I don't see it the way this business of that she's changing for him. I see that part of her was inside of her, Yeah. We did the big dance scene in an actual old gymnasium with no air conditioning in the middle of hot summer. So,
well, you all looked hot, 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 so no wonder. Richard on Twitter asks, what was it like to star alongside a former Beatle, Ringo Starr, in the first series of Shining Time Station?
oh, I am so proud. I'm so proud. I go into an audition. I didn't know it was a children's program. I didn't know about Thomas then. All I heard was that this is a show that's going to star Ringo Starr. A Beatle? I'm in.
I'm there.
Now this was for public television. This series. I didn't know that I wasn't going to get. I mean, I'd get paid a little. You know, I don't know if you have public television in England, but we get. You know, you're lucky if you get.
They pay a lot of money over here, Didi. It's a different world over here, but that's a whole other story.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway, I took the job to work with Ringo, and it was fun. He did a lot of his scenes in the front of the green screen, but he wanted us around. He was great. It was wonderful, and it was a thrill. And then next we had George Carlin played Mr. Conductor, so that was also a lot of fun.
Amazing. And final question of the night, Didi, comes from Paul on Facebook, who asks, how does Didi feel about left-leaning stars cancelling Republican actors and their voice in Hollywood? So a political question to end the night, Didi.
Well, I didn't know about this. Really? Well, I have to say, the most beautiful thing I saw yesterday on the Olympics, you just talked about those two fellas sharing the gold. There is so much divisiveness right now in my country, and it's silly. I mean, it's horrible. People are dying. They're not getting vaccinated. There's Republicans who, right after that terrible uprising on January 6th, said how horrible, how it was incited by the president, and now they pretend they never said it. You know, and these things are documented. I just don't know what to say about it. I think we have to have our views. We have to support them. This is a democracy. It is, you know, you create the political will for something to change. I've marched on Washington several times, and I've seen the results of people power. So I don't like this canceling culture.
No, absolutely. And we cannot cancel Greece, because I stand by the fact I don't care what anyone says about my choice. If I am ever asked what is my favourite movie of all time, I immediately say Grease, because no movie makes me feel more happy, more positive about life than that movie. And Didi, I just thank you so much for being the greatest pink lady, the greatest Frenchie we could have asked for, and for keeping the Grease dream alive over all of these years. And I think if we listen to your message, Grease will never be cancelled. That's my hope anyway.
Listen, I've got one thing to say. Oh, what babaloo mop?
Oh, what bamboo? Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.